Great news for Matt Gaetz, as previewed last week. Joel Greenberg, his party bud, formally pleaded guilty Monday to sex trafficking of a minor and a host of other crimes, agreeing to cooperate fully with prosecutors and testify in court in hopes of leniency for himself. That is a relative leniency because he agreed to plead guilty to 6 different charges: sex trafficking of a child, aggravated identity theft, wire fraud. Some of these come with a mandatory minimum sentence of 12 years and a statutory maximum potentially decades longer. But that said, because of the deal that he's working out, he might not serve that much time. In exchange for pleading guilty, prosecutors agreed to dismiss 27 other counts that he faced and recommend a term within federal sentencing guidelines, which are often far less than the statutory maximum penalties. They also agreed to recommend other possible sentencing breaks. If they determined, for example, that Greenberg provided, quote, substantial assistance in building other cases, they might ask a judge to deviate below the minimum required penalty, according to Greenberg's plea agreement. So what might those other cases look like? Well, prosecutors have been exploring whether Greenberg paid women to have sex with Congressman Matt Gaetz and whether the two shared sexual partners, including the 17-year-old girl at issue in Greenberg's own case. So them wheels are turning, Francesca. I mean, it's still America, and Greenberg is still a white conservative, like, elected official. So he's probably gonna be just fine regardless of what he did, but this is not a good development for the congressman.
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't have breakfast. Just like Greenberg and Gaetz sharing sexual partners.
Yeah. That'll bring up the eggs.
Just yeah. Yeah, no. My ovaries just dried up like sorry. Like, do not reproduce. Men are trash. No, part of me is like, yes, squeal, tell it all. I mean, he wrote it all down trying to get a pardon from Trump. Remember that through Roger Stone? Like, oh my God, you're so cute. But yes, please tell us all about Matt Gaetz. But also, like, it just makes you so mad, right? Because we know our criminal justice system, we know who's locked up on like nonviolent drug offenses or on like who loses their lives over counterfeiting a $20 bill allegedly. Like, and yet over the weekend we learned that Gaetz and Greenberg also were like coke buddies, right? And they like,
yep.
You know, they had one of the women was like that they hung out with was an Instagram model / like weed company dealer, and who like, you know, would court the young women. Just, it's all gross. Like that party, just don't go in, you know, room 325 or whatever. Like it's just one of those. But anyway, so what I'm saying is I hope there are I hope something sticks. I hope it's not just, oh, well, if you rat on Matt Gaetz, then that's fine. Like they're drug possession charges here.
Yeah, no, he's going to jail. Like good. I would hope you don't traffic a child and get away with it unless you're a congressman. He made the very poor life choice of not becoming a Republican congressman. He really should have worked on that. But anyway, we'll see what information he has. The fact that they vacated 27 counts, I'm not an expert. Maybe we have Adrienne Lawrence joining us tomorrow. We'll ask her. It seems to me that you would not do that unless you had received significant cooperation already. And apparently he has been providing investigators information about Gaetz specifically since last year, according to a person familiar with the matter. So this would seem to indicate that he provided something more than just, you know, a evidence-free confession letter to Donald Trump. There's got to be more than that. And there almost certainly is, by the way, because one of the threads that has been weaving its way through all of these updates for the past month or so is that Gaetz has done a terrible job of hiding literally any of this. You know, from starting from his face and his whole deal to two people who heard comments directly of him repeatedly boasting to people in Florida politics about women he met through Greenberg, to not hiding his Venmo activity. This guy was as arrogant and overconfident as he was fundamentally mediocre. And those two things, the confluence of those might be enough to break through the legal protections sort of just implicitly there for white conservative elected officials.
Yeah,
we'll see.
We will see.
Yeah, we will see. Check
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.